Hello, everyone. Good evening, and we're live today. How's it been? Happy Sunday, happy weekend. How's your week been? Hope you went well. Hope you won, and then hope you were not so stressed. Glad to be here, and I'm also happy to have you. My name is Funmilola Williams. I am the lead coach at the Informed Teens Academy. It's an online mentorship academy for girls. By the grace of God, we have a curriculum that will run your daughters through to ensure to help them on their journey of becoming young women with purpose, young women with vision, and then young women with clear perspective. And I'm always happy to be here to share out of my learnings with you on working with girls, on mentoring girls as a tool for you to help you on your journey. And you can help the community by liking the channel, by subscribing to the channel, to our YouTube channel, Street Academy, both on Instagram, on all our social media handles, and also by telling people about this community so that together we can grow, together we can build this community. Yeah, that's by way of introduction. And today I'll be talking about how it is that you can help your girl through to help your teenage girl overcome attitudinal issues. Attitudinal issues, what do I mean? Issues that borders on the attitude of girls, the perspective of girls, and how it shapes girls, how it gives them the worldview, how it gives them the perspective that they are running with. How do you begin to help your girls to work on their attitude? Of course, I think it's even a girly thing to say, oh, don't give me that kind of attitude, and she's giving one particular attitude, giving one particular vibe and all of that, it's a girly thing. I think girls tend to struggle more with this thing than boys, and then that is why it is a core for it is a core conversation these days. You can't just say, oh, she will outgrow it. You can't say, oh, she's just been a teenager, she will get better and all of that. No, if you don't deal with it, it's not going. Like I said, our attitude is a major order for girls, and if you don't teach them how to scale through, they are not going to know. And if they don't know, it will mess up their adulthood journey. So there are so many. You also, if you have girls, the past couple of months I have had the opportunity of working closely with girls, and then I just keep seeing all sorts, keep seeing all sorts, keep seeing all sorts. Trust me, when I say it's a truckload, I know exactly what I mean. It is really, really a truckload. Please give me a minute. Let me just put this on silent. Okay, thank you. So I said it's a big deal for girls, and if you don't deal with it, it never goes away. If you don't deal with it, if you don't do anything about it, it will never go away. So how do you help them? How do you help your teenage girl overcome attitudinal issues? Knowing that attitude is key into what they are becoming eventually. Knowing that attitude is what will be like a guide, on their path as a journey into adulthood. So you don't want them to have the wrong set of attitudes. You want them to have the right set. So I have just, yeah, like I said, the attitude of girls are, unlimited. But because of for time constraints, we're going to be talking about just 10 of them today, and then how you can help them on the 10. The number one thing you have to understand before we even begin to talk about the rest, you need to understand that attitudes are formed. Attitude of whether a girl, whether a boy, a child is fully formed attitude wise, world wise. By the time your child is 10, your child has an opinion already, has an opinion about dressing, has an opinion about people, has an opinion about where she will go, has an opinion about what she will do. If you ask a 10-year-old girl, what do you want to be in future? She's likely to tell you. She may not be sure, she may not be exact, but she has an idea of what she wants to do. That's to tell you that everything is from age 0 to 10. So whatever work that you've been doing, by 10, it becomes more difficult. That's just what it means. If you've not been doing anything, it becomes more difficult to bring in new things. Is it impossible? No, but it just becomes more challenging. So, and your next opportunity is teenage, and that is where we are right now. So, whatever it is that you have not taken so important, whatever it is that you have not worked on before your child hits teenage, you're not gonna, and that's why you keep saying, you hear things like, I've been saying this thing over and over again. Are you not listening? Are you not hearing? Why do I keep repeating myself? It's because the window of opportunity for learning is shut down at that point already. So the next time it's going to open up is during teenage. And that's why, and it is that teenage that will not get tired. It's that thing that will not get frustrated. It's that thing that will not get exasperated. That's not going to give us any result. So please note today that you're building, whatever you're doing, whatever you're teaching, whatever you're putting in your kid, whatever you're putting in your child, the opportunity you have is 0 to 10. That's it. That's why they say it's in the scriptures that train up a child in the way it should go. So it is when they are in childhood, that's when the training is done. Training is not done in adulthood. If you are watching me live, I want you to put in the comment section that training is not done in adulthood. So your training has to be done in babyhood, when they're still malleable, when you can still do like this, when you can still, that's when the training is done, 0 to 10. And I said to you, by the time your child is 10, your child has full formed opinions about most of the things. She knows about the artists, she knows about the pop culture, she knows about a lot of things at age 10, whether you like it or not. That's the truth. So, and that's why if you've not been putting in the work, it becomes a challenge, it becomes a struggle, about a thing, if you begin to see gaps here and there. But all hope is not lost. You have another window during teenage. And this is when, and after this one, that is it. After teenage, she's out of your home. She's either in the university, and then from the university, she goes on maybe for a master's or a PhD. She, begins to live her own life. So, whatever it is that you have missed between 0 to 10, the next best time is teenage. And please, I want you to take this, I want you to contextualize this as you begin to go on ahead. All right. So the number one thing you need to find out, you need to understand about. I said there are a truckload of attitudes. I'm going to be talking about just a few of them. So, and I've told you what you need to understand on the issues of attitude. Please, it will not be. It's not abracadabra. It's not. It's not just. Phew, oh, my daughter is lying, and then suddenly she stops lying. It's not happen like that. It's not going to happen in that manner. So you have to understand that and be ready to put in the work. Whatever you have missed in between 0 and 10, your next best time is teenage. So that means to tell you that between 10, 11, 12, you begin to really struggle with a lot of things. Things like laziness, things like a whole lot of things. Why? Everything is happening with your girl, hormones, puberty. She's trying to grow up, trying to understand that body, and a whole lot of things going on with her. And then you're here calling her, come on, do this, come on. So it begins to look like, oh, you're struggling. It begins to look as though she's not listening. It begins to look as though everything you're saying, she's not even comprehending. It's not her fault. She's growing. And then things are happening to her. Everything is happening to her at the same time. So please don't forget, whatever you have missed in teenage, whatever you have missed in the babyhood, and as I said to us, the time to train is the time for training is the baby time. It's not adult. You don't train in adulthood. So you train in baby. So whatever you've missed in that childhood stage, your next best time for it is when is your teenage. You don't want to miss that. You don't want to get tired. That's the word. You don't want to get tired. You don't want to say something like, oh, I'm tired. Oh, this child doesn't listen. Oh, I've said this. Excuse me. You don't want to say, I've said this, I've said that, she doesn't listen to me, she's not listening. It will be more difficult. Why? Because the window of opportunity for learning is shutting down at that period. And the next time it will open is teenage. Please take it seriously. And if you see any gap, the time you can correct it, trust me, is teenage. Whatever gap you see between your 0 to 10, then pretend to teenage, the time to correct it is teenagehood. If you miss it, it's likely that it is missed because the opportunity for learning, the window of opportunity for learning shuts down completely. All right, let's go. Number one, attitude of girls, and then how you can help them. Attitude of lying. Girls lie a lot. Please go and mark it. Girls lie. They have learned to lie. I don't know. Fine. It is Adamic. Yeah. That's nature that we've gotten by virtue of our fall and all of that. Yes, but it is a nature. It's a habit. It's an attitude. It can be undone. It can be unlearned. So what you need, so you don't just go about saying, why are you such a bloody liar? Why are you lying? Why are you this? Why are you that? You need to begin to understand, why is my daughter lying? Let's go back to the Garden of Eden. When God said to Adam and Eve, said, why are you guys naked? Adam said, this is one. Eve said, this is this one, that one, that one. Nobody came straight. Why? They were afraid. That is it. So beneath every lie is fear. Please put in the comment section if you are watching me live. Beneath every lie is fear. So Adam and Eve were afraid. They were afraid. They didn't know what God was going to say. They didn't know what was going to be God's reaction, and they had to impulsively, lying is a defense. The everything in the brain is triggering danger, 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 and your brain is thinking of a way out, and automatically just lies. And then you keep going, why are you lying? Hey, you will go to and you begin to now add salt on top of it. You need to understand why your child is lying. That is an attitude. It will come. And I've just told us using that, that story in Genesis. Why did they lie? They lied because they were afraid. They were afraid. They didn't know what God was going to do. And Adam said it was Eve. Eve said that it was the snake, blah, blah, blah. And then they kept doing back and forth with God. So you must understand that your child lies, your teenage girl lies because she's afraid. So the question is, why should your daughter be afraid of you? That is the conversation you should have to be able to overturn, to be able to deal with this attitude of lying. Otherwise, you're going to have a lying girl on your hands for long. And don't forget the problem is not in the little things. The problem is not who took this bread. It's not me. The problem is not who took this cheese. It's not me. The problem becomes when they grow and things are really going on in their lives and then they still lie and lie and lie about it. That's when it becomes a problem. So I've just told you now that attitude of lying. I've told you why people lie. People lie for defense. It's an impulsive thing. You're trying your body, your brain is sending signals of danger to your body, and then your body is trying to, protect itself from external aggression. So you have to ask yourself, why is my child lying to me? So what do you need to do to help them on that attitude of lying? You need to say, I've said to us that you have to understand that fear is the root cause of lie. People lie because they are afraid. Simple. I said that to my daughter a lot. I said, you know what, as a young girl, as a young lady, I lied a lot. And why was I lying? I was lying because I was afraid, because it's true. I didn't want punishment, I didn't want recriminations, I didn't want judgment, whatever I thought I didn't want. And because of that, I would rather put up another facade. So you need to understand. So you've been in those shoes once. You've been there once. So why do you think your daughter is different? Your daughter is also a human being. She's just a mini human being. She's just not a fully formed adult like you. So it's the same the way you are trying to defend yourself and you lied. It's the same way your daughter is trying to defend herself and then she's gonna lie. So you now begin. So you're asking me, how am I going to help my child? You're gonna help your child by dealing with your parenting system. How are you parenting your child as making her lie to you? It goes back to you. If your child knows that, oh, mommy will not scream the roof down, mommy will not break my head, mommy will not use swear words, mommy will not, use her hands, mommy will not use her feet, or daddy will not do any of those things. If your daughter understands that, she absolutely has no reason to lie. That's the truth. A couple of years back, I was having my birthday, and I think it was my secretary that gave me a mug, and then it was a mug that if you put hot water, so it was going to show your picture, and I really loved it and all of that. The very day that I had that mug, I got back to the house, and then I put hot water to see how the mug was going to work, and then after I'd done that, I think I loved the mug, I snapped it and all of that. And then my daughter, then I think she was just maybe 7 years old, I can't remember the exact age now. And then she carried the mug, I don't know how she did it, and then she just pam, and then the mug just broke. And as if it broke, I was hearing the sound in my room, and I said, whoa, that child had just broken that mug. I know what she did. She packed the mug and then she came and then she said, Mommy, see what I've done. I am truly sorry. Oh, I was angry. I was upset. I was this, I was that, blah, 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 blah. I said, hey, why do? But what am I going to say? She came to me and said, Mommy, look at me. I am sorry. I was not deliberate. It wasn't intentional. And that taught me a lesson that my child trusted me, that I was not going to yell, I was not going to use my hands, I was not going to use my feet, I was not going to use the wrong words or the wrong one, even though I was angry. Oh, today I'd been angry. We're coming back from church and then something happened. I just took a walk forward and I just left. Do you understand? So you begin to find and I now, so for a very long time we didn't have issues with lying, but suddenly it resurfaced, and I had to ask myself, what's going on? And I looked at my environment, I looked at everything that was happening, and I saw where it was coming from, and I went to go and tackle it from there. So when your child is lying, don't be quick to say, hey, after you are going to church. What is all of that? After you are going to mosque, what's all of that? When you were lying, were you not going to church? When you were lying that you were going somewhere, I told your parents that you were going somewhere else, were you not going to church and mosque? So what makes your daughter different? So the question is, how am I parenting my child that's making my child lie to me? So it comes back to you. So if your daughter understands, if your daughter truly understands that your style is not aggressive, your style is not using, some people, oh, all of the things that we do, we're just making it worse. We're just losing these girls. So to conquer the attitude of lying, please check your parenting style. How are you parenting your child? Parenting system. You what child? Do you understand the child on your hand? Do you know how you're parenting her? Is it the one that is it a child that will not that it is words of affirmation as a love language, and that kind of child says something does something rather that you don't like, then you go and say all of the terrible things, all because you're angry, because she doesn't want to hear all of those hurtful things. Something happens the next time, she will lie. And I've told us the problem is not when she is not those little lies at home. The problem is in later when they become adults, when issues of life are really happening. That's when the problem is going to come. Then when you're not able to vouch for your daughter, why? It goes back to how you handle the situation. So when my daughter lies to me now, I leave the lie. I come back to myself. Why is she lying to me? What's making her? Why is my daughter not safe with me? That's the question. Why shouldn't your child be safe with you? That was what I asked myself when I saw that kind of thing was surfacing. I had to ask, okay, is it my environment? What is happening? And I had to check everything. I had to sit her down and have the conversation, and then begin to bring examples from the past where things had happened and then everything was all right. And then we're walking through that phase now. So what is you have to let your daughter must have absolute trust in your judgment. You must have absolute trust in the things that you can do and not do. But some of us, our daughters don't know what we can do. That's it. They don't know. At every point in time, your daughter must be able to know what your reaction will be. Oh, that mommy will be calm about this. Mommy will not go ballistic over this. Mommy will not go hyper over this. Then she was willing to come to you with her mistakes, with her errors, with her shame, with her whatever. Then she has no light. And then don't forget that when your child opens up to you in that degree of vulnerability, it is for help. It's not for to go and be, do all of the funny things again. That's number one. Or your attitude of lying. To conquer that, check how you're parenting, how you're handling your girl. The next thing, attitude of procrastination. This one is the thing that girls do a lot. Girls want to do what they should do yesterday. They want to do it next year. Girls want to do what they should do today or yesterday. They want to do it next day. They are procrastinating. How do you deal with this? Don't forget it's teenage brain, it's puberty brain. At every point, as a matter of fact, I have to start, this thing I'm saying to you, it might be like, what's she talking about? But I say it all the time. I'm on the same table with most of us here. I am also parenting a pre-twin. I also have teenagers, so this thing, it is what I also struggle with on a daily basis. But because of the things I've been able to learn here and there, I'm able to walk better through it. So one thing I say to myself all the time is the puberty brain, the preteen brain is a procrastination brain. That's one I know it. As a mother, I know my name. And I remember when I was 12, I was sharing a story with my 12-year-old cousin. Is it cousin or one of my teenagers with me. I was just sharing a story of when I was exact age. I was sharing with her, and I knew how I was. I could remember, like it was as though they were just flipping, my past before me, and I was just flipping through the pages. I could remember. Excuse me. I could remember vividly what I was like while I was her age. So what makes the difference? So can we cut these kids some slack? Can we cut them some slack? Can we take it easy with them and understand that the teenage brain, the people and the puberty brain is a procrastination brain? How do you help them? You help them by setting goals and giving rewards. That's how to help them. If you do this within this time, this is what we're going to do until it becomes. And don't forget, you're trying to build. Don't forget, this is teenage. It's no longer a baby. So the way you could re-roll your baby, your 8-year-old. You could re-roll your 9-year-old. You could even try to re-roll your 10-year-old. But you can't re-roll your 14-year-old child. You can't re-roll your 15-year-old child. You can't re-roll your 16-year-old, your 17. You can't bully her into doing something. So you need to be, your approach needs to be different. So what do? Help them set goals together with them. Like, okay, this is it. Are we doing this? For example, if it's a book that you are reading, that's just an example, because that's one thing that comes readily to my mind, because that's what we do effortlessly. You understand? So you can say, okay, if you finish reading this chapter between so and so time, okay, then we could watch a movie together. If you finish, then we could do something together, something that they love to do, something that they enjoy to do. That's how to break the cast. It's an iron cast of procrastination. Don't forget I said to you that a teenage brain is a procrastination brain. The puberty brain is a procrastination brain. So please, for every time when you're not saying, why have you not done this? Why? And you begin to stress yourself, begin to shout. Can you remember this thing that I said? That the puberty brain, the teenage brain, the preteen brain is a procrastination brain, and you need to help them. How do you help them get out of this attitude? Help them by setting goals and by giving rewards. The rewards can be things that they love, that they need to do together with you, that they begin to enjoy. And then the more you do that, you're building. Don't forget, it's a deliberate programming. So they do that today, they do that tomorrow. It becomes a lifestyle, it becomes a way of life for them. Another thing, another attitude that girls struggle with that you need to help them with, attitudes of complaint and nagging. Girls can complain too much. Girls can nag too much, and it is from there that it now extends to adulthood. Complaining adults, nagging wives, all of those things. Girls can complain for Africa. My dress is not like this, my top is not like this, my friends are like this, they can complain. As a matter of fact, last week, that was I wasn't here last week. I was having some classes with some girls. So, and I was in the class and I was almost totally distracted. Why? They're not kids, so they are 15, 14-year-old girls. They kept complaining. And they would and they complain, they will not come to the open chat, they'll come directly to my inbox. As for me, as for me, as for I say, oh Father Lord, girls can complain. Girls can nag. If you have two of them, maybe you have 12-year-old and 14-year-old or 10-year-old or 12-year-old, maybe you watch them closely. You find out that the number of times they spend complaining in a day is actually much more than the number of times they spend doing other things. So it's an attitude. So how do you help them? And it's tiring, it's worrisome, it gives a headache when people complain. They complain about everything, everything. There's something they're complaining about. There's something that somebody has done. You have you took my boxer, you took my leggings, they will just also, and then you want to go, I most times I want to go that way, like, what is all of this? But you can help them. How do you begin to help them? Teach them gratitude instead. Teach them gratitude deliberately. The next time I was walking with my daughter, and then she was saying something about how that her jacket was somehow or the other. I didn't do much. I just googled war torn countries, kids in war torn countries, and then we sat there and said, look at it, go and watch that documentary, come back to me, tell me what you have learned. That's what I did. And by the time she was done watching the she said, Mommy, come, Mommy, thank you. I said, that is it. Can you not complain? Can you receive what you have with gratitude? So don't think that, they will naturally be grateful. Girls, they will never naturally be grateful if you don't teach it. If you don't teach it, they will never. In short, if they would be, then you shouldn't have any issues. They should think, oh, my mom that is doing this, my mom that is doing that. I want to please that mommy. But it's not going to work like that. It doesn't happen that way. You need to deliberately teach it. Intentionally teach gratitude is very important. Because if you don't, that's how she will, if you don't, the danger is this, she'll keep whining and then she will not find satisfaction in anything. That's the truth. That's the truth. If you don't nip it in the bud, if you don't teach gratitude deliberately, I know I nip that in the bud. Say, don't come and be whining about things that you don't have. And there's a slang we say in my house. I said to her, when she says, Mom, she goes blah 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 blah. And I say, you know what? Anything you don't have right now is what? And she completes the statement. I don't need it. Simple. I thought that I know how long it took me to teach that. I said, whatever you don't have right now, that means you don't have need of it. So, but if there's anything that you need right now, everything that you need is already available. So you have to make them understand these things. Otherwise, they will frustrate themselves, they will frustrate you on your journey, especially when they're growing to 14, 15, 16, or when they now become young adults, they go into the university, they see their mates, they see their classmates, their classmates have better phones, better accommodation, better whatever, and then they begin to be, yeah, I did it. And that is where it starts. Because before you know it, the pressure falls on them to go and be looking for what is not lost anywhere. That's why you don't say, oh no, she will outgrow it. No, don't say it's complaint. Nagging is one thing that people don't outgrow, except you deliberately, you remove one, then you give them an alternative. What is the alternative you are giving them? The alternative of deliberate teaching of gratitude. You need to do that deliberately. You need to do that intentionally. Teach them. And I just give you an example of what I used to do. When I said that he was beginning, I just look for like practical life situations that they can tangibly feel, that they can understand, that they can see, that they can deal with, and then you begin to use that to teach on your journey. And when you do that constantly, what you have on your hand is grateful girls. See, you will not know these things until you go outside and then you see how young people behave. I was in church today and I was so sad at what I saw. The way, and you wonder what's going on. So these things I'm saying to you, these things I'm teaching you, please do not take them with levity, do not take them with a pinch of salt, take them seriously, because there's little things that girls are struggling with, and then it's showing. And you know how I keep saying to us is when your daughters go out there, that's when you see your scorecard. That's when you see what it is that you have scored. That's when you see what you have, where you also need to put in the work. So the next attitude that girls have that you need to deal with, attitude of self-sabotage. Girls can do this a lot, deliberately shooting yourself in the leg. Girls are on that table. They know that they should do this thing. They know that this assignment it has a deadline. This thing has a deadline. That one has a deadline. It is on the morning of that day. They will not be running kitty kitty kata kata kata. They have to stop that before they reach adulthood. And don't forget, if they miss that in childhood, the next best time to teach it is teenage. So please, you have to be deliberate. Girls will deliberately shoot themselves in the leg. They will deliberately shortchange themselves. They will deliberately cheat themselves. Because it's cheating. What you know that this thing is going to help me, but because maybe for lack of motivation, for lack of whatever, you begin to struggle with what you know you need to do. That's self-sabotage. Or for example, you know that you're good at something, and you begin to listen to I'm just I think I can't do it. They give you a task in school, then she begins to look for excuses why she can't do it. They give you an assignment, she begins to look for how another girl is better. That's self-sabotage. Shooting yourself in the leg, doing things to that takes you back, that takes back your creativity, that takes back your power. Girls do it a lot. And if I can't do it, I can't do it. And they come and talk, I can't talk. Come and be the come and volunteer and something. I know I cannot, I am always shy. And all those statements, those are statements of self-sabotage. Oh, I'm shy. Oh, I'm afraid. Oh, I'm timid. Those are statements of self-sabotage. Oh, I cannot understand. Oh, I don't know. There are so many. It will come in a lot of, in very diverse manners, but they are one and the same thing. They are statements of self-sabotage. Girls shooting themselves in the leg. So what do you do? How do you help your girl to overcome this attitude of self-sabotaging? You need to teach the end goal strategy. And what does the end goal strategy tells us? Tells us that let's teach your girl what happens next. If you do this, this is what you get. If you do this, this is what you don't get. Or rather, if you don't do this, this is what you don't get. End strategy. Teach them the end goal strategy that after you have collected that script, you have memorized those lines, you become more confident. You can face the audience more. You can face the camera more. After you have done your chores or after you have finished that book, you become more confident in yourself. All of those things, that's what you will teach them. Let them know what happens at the other side of, the other side of what we always wanted, yeah, is at the other side of what is not comfortable. I hope we know that. So what the life we've always dreamed, everything we've always wanted to be, is at the other side of what's not comfortable. So that's it. So you just teach them that. That's the way to help them overcome this self-sabotaging. Girls read a lot, and they undersell themselves, they undermine themselves. They don't live. That's why you see them. They're just looking for excuses. They're looking for opportunities, looking for a way not to want to be excellent. They will try. They will want to try in that regard. You are the one that, because you know that you are deliberately parenting, you are intentionally parenting. So you know that I need to get on my I need to get I need to I don't have to give in. That's the word. You're not gonna give in to our wiles, to our tantrums, to her antics. She will say a lot of things, to make you really reason with her. But because you know more than her, whether you like it or not, you are a guardian, you know more than her. So you're not going to agree. So you begin to teach the end goal strategy. And of course, you teach what happened when they don't do that. For every time my daughter comes on with this, with that, I say, how do you feel? They say, Mommy, I feel very proud. I say, exactly. Don't forget the next time you're struggling to do something. Don't forget the end, because there's always an end goal strategy. And trust me, girls like to win. Yeah, they do like to win. They just do not like to put in the work that's going to make them win come out. And this is where also community helps. When they get other girls doing great things, they're also challenged. They are also encouraged. That's why I keep encouraging you. Put your girls in communities rather. Let her learn together with other girls. Let her see what other girls are doing. Let her see the other feats. It's not competition. It's just waking her too, and they begin to be on her own journey. So don't forget to help your girl quit the attitude of self-sabotaging. You need to adopt what I call the end goal strategy. All right. So the next attitude you need to work you need to help your girl with is the attitude of laziness. Laziness, this is a very, very serious one. Girls are lazy. Girls are very lazy, and I've told you what's responsible for it. By now, you know it is still that brain. There's nothing else. It is still that brain. It is there's nothing responsible for it. It's not that she wants to be whatever. No, sometimes they don't want to be. Have you seen weekends? Have you seen how they struggle to get out of bed on weekends? That's how they want to spend every day of their lives. Just lazy, lounging, not doing anything. That's what girls want. And if they have grown a bit, read novels, press phone, binge on Netflix, that is what they want to do. You are the one that you will not agree. You will not agree. Girls will be lazy. They won't be. You will give them chores. They will want to try you. You know, girls test boundaries. They want to know how far. They want to see what they can get away with and then what they cannot get away with. So you are the one to help them in this regard. Don't forget that they're just grown. I mean, they are grown in bodies, but they're not grown in mind, they're not grown in brain, they're not fully grown yet. So at every point in time, you must remind yourself of that, because that's what's also going to keep you on track. Because if you're not careful, you tend to get angry, you want to be angry, you want to be frustrated, you want to feel like, oh, I'm not even doing anything. There's sometimes I feel like that with my daughter. I say, is it that I'm taking one step forward and I'm taking 10 steps back? That's exactly how it feels to you, but that's not how it is. You need to help them. How do you help them conquer this attitude of laziness? You let them first understand, and that's what I just told you. Understand that it is the puberty brain. So that one that they say, we wrestle not against principle, I mean against flesh and blood. Yeah. So what you're wrestling against is puberty brain. I think it's easier if you understand this. You drink water. You will drink water and drop cup. Then you now say, okay. So how do I deal with this puberty brain? The puberty brain want to do your daughter in. You are the one that you will not allow. The puberty brain will want to do your daughter in. You are the one that you will not allow. So how do you help them in this attitude of laziness? Then teach concept of productivity. It's very simple. Teach it productivity, that you can't just be lazy in about. Oh, you say, I say it to the ones they like as though I'm joking. Is it that when the day is over, the only thing you want to have achieved is that I woke up and I ate and I went back to sleep? you know, Concept of productivity. And how do you start? Start with the things that they enjoy to do. The things that they don't complain about. Definitely every girl has something that she enjoys doing, that she's not murmuring to do, she's not complaining to do, she's not groaning to do, she's eager to do. Start with that. Look for how that can be productive for her, and then you begin to move from there gradually. They will resist you. Girls, please, so don't think that they don't resist me. Oh. They will resist you. But do you want to show them? Let me give you an example. Just yesterday, I was also teaching a class, and I was saying to my daughter, you know what? Please help me prepare these slides for me. But puberty brain kicked in, and then she checked. She checked. She said, Mommy, this is 4 pages. You want me to do 4 pages in slides? And then you're just telling me, and I said, sorry, but I went to work, blah, 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 blah. And then the puberty brain kicked in again. No, I cannot finish it. There's no way I can do this. I said, okay, no problem. I collected my book and I started looking for a way to do my what's it called? To do my slides, because the class was supposed to be 6 p.m. So I said, okay, what am I gonna do again? So she came back by herself to say, and I don't and I, as I was collecting the book to go and look for how to do my slides, she's like, but mommy, but you told me that if I'm helping her, that means I'm being productive. I said, but you say you don't want to be productive now. She said, no, God forbid I will not be productive. And then she collected the book from me. That was all I had to say. And I had to go and map my back. By the time I was on, my slide was ready. My slide was ready. And somehow it's dropping somewhere behind. When I was done with the class, she didn't say, mommy, mommy, you not acknowledge me in that class that I did this. I said, yes, now, didn't you do it? You did the slide. Now I had to acknowledge, because I was talking to, of course, they were much older girls, but I had to bring that conversation in at one point or the other. So teach the concept of productivity. So from what she liked, which is trying to play with graphics and the rest, to something more serious. Do you understand what I mean? So you have to teach it. It will be a tug of war. I remember when I was 12, when I was 13, I was lazy. You would almost behead me. It was that bad for me. They will give me chores from the morning. I would never do it. They'll give me chores. My mother will come back from work or wherever to come and make the chores she's given me since morning. Tell me how that's not going to drive a mother mad. Of course she was mad. And then she go blah 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 blah. But thank God for knowledge now. So if she had known, there were things I enjoyed doing. A lot of them. So she would have just said, okay, this. Okay, can we begin to move? And that's what we're adopting now. And then you find that the next time, there's most time they will be don't come and say, don't you have slides to do? Oh, she and her cousins have come to meet me. Mommy, don't you have classes? Can't work away. So, for example, all these my YouTube classes, all this my whatever, they set it up for me. They do the lighting, they do everything. I just come to sit down, face the laptop, and then move. So begin to teach, so small things like that. Then from there, begin to advance to the big things. So that is how to help them. But don't forget, you are waging war against the puberty brain. The more, for as long as you need to remind yourself, please remind yourself. Because why? It will save you a lot of shout. It will save you a lot of argument. It will save you a lot of fights with them. And things will go more smoothly. The moment you know what you're up against, rather, you tend to take things really, really easy. After all, nobody died the way it's been said. All right, the next attitude that girls struggle with that you need to help them with, you need to help the attitude of people pleasing. Girls are on this table again. They want everybody to like them. They want everybody to like them, even we adults. And that's why when people say bad about us, we feel bad. I say, hey, it's paining me. It's paining me. The same thing we carried from our childhood, or when people spread what's false about us, maybe what's not, because we so much desire that we'll be liked. What is it? What is it? Let me ask us before I come to our children. What is it? As someone in the scriptures says that it is woe unto you if every man speak good of you. Yeah, it's somewhere in the scriptures that way. So what is it? I know it's hard. I also struggle with it because especially for what it is that you have not done, and then you just want to, no, this is the perception. It's the perception, but there's some people that don't care. Their perception is your business. Your perception is your business. Then their own life is their business. So girls struggle with it a lot, and that's why you see them when they are in class. They want to be in groups. Why? They want to be liked. They want to be loved. They want to be accepted at all costs. Sometimes at too much, at too high a cost. It's an attitude. You need to help your daughter. Let her understand that it's okay not to be liked. It is very okay. I'm already on the. I have a lot of people that don't like me. I understand that now. I have come to accept it. I don't care. Oh, did he used to bother me? Oh, he used to bother me. And I'm wondering, I wish that, do I used to wish that they don't see me in that light? Oh, yes, I used to wish that. But that's the light they have chosen to see me. I can't come on, it's fine. It's okay. It's okay. That's your opinion. That's your race. That's your story. Wrong with it. It's okay. It's fine. So now maybe to say to my young girls, whether anyone that I'm mentoring or whatever, it's okay. Excuse me. You're not ice cream. Even ice cream, some people don't like ice cream. I don't like ice cream, but most people like ice cream. So it's okay. It's perfectly okay. Let them understand. So they don't have to do so hard. They don't have to try too hard. That's what I am saying. Else they become rag and everybody will just step. I've been there. I know exactly how it feels. People just march on you, step on you. So teach your daughters to be stronger than that. Teach them to be stronger than that. So help them. This attitude, people pleasing, girls are on the table too much. And that's why you see them jump on all trends. They want to be popular, they want to be liked. The girls jump on all challenges because they don't want to be left out. What's that? They are so afraid to be left out. What's that? They should be left out. What is it? What is it fetching? Is it fetching mind development? Is it fetching character development? If it's not fetching mind and character development, I don't mind that my daughter be left out. It's fine. It's perfectly okay if she's left out. But girls will not accept. They say, no, mommy, you don't understand. So how do you help them? How do you help them get out of this? And you know what? The earlier your child, your daughter, your teenager gets out of people pleasing, the faster she will move. Because she doesn't have to start wondering, start going back and forth between opinion before making decisions. The earlier she understands that whether I make this decision, whether I don't make it, it's entirely up to me. So, and it's not about anybody. It's about, is it good? Is it good for God? Is it good for me? Is it good for my future, my purpose? Then she will move. Well, if she's looking for, I don't know what this one will like. I don't know what this one will like. She will dilly-dally too much. She will dilly-dally too much. You need to help your daughter to be able to overcome this attitude of people pleasing. Girls are most women, not even grown women, you see them trying, groveling. You see women do it. So when women are still doing that, how much more girls, women that are full-grown adults, they want to be liked at all costs. Do you know what the extent to which people are going for likes, and then what is it called? The likes, comments, and all of those. That's just by the way. So, that's the same thing that we're talking about. There must be, not everybody will like, if you like, cut your head. Some people think that you have not cut the head well enough, no matter what you do. So, but at every point in time, teach your girls to always do the right things. So as long as they've done the right thing, then it's okay, it's fine. So they don't have to be the most liked. No. A most liked girl is a girl without boundaries. Please put in your comment section the most liked girl. Oh, sometimes, at the time, the day my coach said to me that you don't have to like me. I said, whoa, which one is this one again? But later when I now looked at that statement, I thought of that statement, I took it here, I took it there, and I said, okay, what exactly does this statement mean? And I understood that what she was trying to say is that it's not about whether you like me or not. It's about, are you getting value from me? So value is superior to like. What's a letter gonna do with like anyway? So value is superior to being liked. I think that's what you teach your girls. Teach them. Do you have value? Are you adding value? Are people better as a result of contacting you? Are people better as a result of association with you? That's what you begin to push. So don't push like. She's not ice cream. And when you push like too much, you begin to shove your girl in the faces of everybody. I don't do that. You don't have to like my girl, it's fine. But is she cautious? Is she polite? Is she helpful? Is she kind? Then she can move. So how do you help her? You need to help them by teaching boundaries. Teach them people boundaries. Teach them. Let them know that no matter what they do, not everyone, they're not ice cream. Teach people boundary on time and complete self-acceptance. That's it. So it doesn't matter whether you like me, whether you whatever. I have accepted myself and I'm moving on my journey. Teach it on time. As simple as this thing is, it gives girls low self-esteem because they are wondering, what have I said? What did this say? How would they interpret it? How would it? She's just there, her mind is just going everywhere over what has absolutely no bearing to where she's going to in life. So please don't assume these things. Teach them, teach body people boundaries. It has to be taught deliberately. So the earlier your girl, I have taught my daughter, it's not everybody that will like you, it's fine. But at every point in time, have you done the right thing? Have you been kind? Have you been cautious? Have you extended help? Have you added value? Once you have done those things, then teach it. Let them suck it up. So that's it. Let them suck it up. It's fine. It's fine. It's perfectly okay. So that you don't become so weary by opinions of people. So that you don't become so weary that you begin to lose focus of what is really important. So let them teach them people boundary and teach all and complete self-acceptance. The earlier they accept themselves fully, this is me, with all of my flaws, all of my blah blah blah, all of my whatever, this is it, then I'm moving. Am I seeking to get better? Am I seeking to improve on my yesterday? Because at the end of the day, that's what is really going to matter. Seeking to improve upon yourself, seeking to be better than you were yesterday. So teach your girl these things. Help them quit this attitude of people pleasing. So the next thing you want to do, the next attitude you want to work on, which where your girls are concerned, is attitude of selfishness and self-centeredness. Girls are on this table a lot. Selfish, self-centered, everything. Girls struggle with selfishness. Girls struggle with self-centeredness. Their sisters can't share their things. Their sisters, siblings can't share their things. It's a struggle. You need to teach it. How are you going to help them overcome this attitude? Because how are you going to do life alone? You can't do life alone. It's not possible. You can't do life alone. So they have to understand. You have to teach them early. Is my own. Have you seen girls? Why did you carry my bag? Why did you carry? I'm not saying then there should be no boundaries. I'm just saying that I said to my teenage girls that your heart. I said to them they don't understand it. I hope that one day they will. I do say to them, I say my heart is large enough for all of you, and they go, "What's mommy talking about?" They call me mommy, by the way, and I say, and they go, "What's mommy talking about?" But it's true. So teach them that their heart has to be large because they will still meet so many people. So if your heart can't accommodate your younger sister, your elder sister, how will your heart accommodate a total complete stranger? What you gonna do? So teach them. Teach them. So how are you going to help them overcome selfishness, overcome self-centeredness? Please use yourself as a curriculum. Yes, I'm taking it back to you. Use yourself as a curriculum to teach on selfishness and what it means to be what it means to not to be self-centered. So that's it. That's on you. So you go figure it out. Go deal with it. Okay, how am I? How do I view people? How large is my heart for people? Because your daughter, you are the first curriculum your daughter is seeing, whether you like it or not. Just like I am the curriculum my child is seeing. So how large is my heart? Somebody, a neighbor calls for something, you have grumbled, even though you go to give the person, you've lost the reward already. Or you have done somebody for something, you have done something for somebody, and then it's all over everywhere. I was one that did, I was one that did. You then that's you've gotten your reward already. Or you've done this, and then, or you begin to what you could effortlessly do for people, what is not hard for you to do for people, you begin to make a big deal out of it. Come on, your kids are watching, your daughters are watching. Have a heart that is large for people. Have a heart that is large for people. When your daughter sees you do that, you don't have to stress so much on this selfishness and self-centeredness of a thing that we're talking about. Girls are selfish. I have seen it. Girls are very selfish. Girls are very, very self-centered. I have seen it. You have not seen it. I will not come to say it to you. I have seen it. So you need to help them. Help them. And how? Be the curriculum. Yeah, be the curriculum to teach selflessness, be the curriculum to teach lack of self-centeredness, be the curriculum. So if you need to open your heart more, if you need to open whatever you need to expand within yourself, begin to go and begin to expand it. Why? You have a daughter that is watching. Your daughter is watching. Our daughters are watching. That's that thing alone. It's as though there's nothing more that has to be said. Your daughters are watching everything you're doing. Even the ones that you think that they don't know, the ones that you think you're lying to them about, they know it. They're just keeping quiet until they're old enough to call you out. Then the next attitude that girls need to work on, attitude of anger. Anger, very angry. Because they're angry, they can say anything, they can talk anyhow, they can behave anyhow. Of course, you know that whoever is angry is as good as whoever can't rein in on his anger is not better than a madman. Is there in the scriptures? The moment you mention your daughter is angry, they go banging doors, they go rolling, they go back. Some of them even go as far as destroying things. Have you seen? And this is where it starts. Have you seen adults that they are having issues with their spouses, and then they go and carry television? They have slammed the TV on the floor. They are going to carry the decoder. And then they have you seen? I'm sure you've seen. If you have not seen, you have heard. Adults, where did you think it starts? How did you think it started, rather? Or since when did you think that they have been doing it? So people are angry, and then the whole house, everybody is frustrated in the house. Please go and register them for anger management classes. Please. Yes. If you perceive that your daughter is struggling with anger, please, excuse me, don't take it for granted. Register them for anger management classes. Register them for classes. Let them know how to manage the anger. Let them go and drink water. Let them go and skip. Let them write their name. Let them run. Let them do anything. Let them journal. Whatever it is that they need to do to be able, let them be able to identify the root of the anger first. So whatever it is, because if you are not careful, that anger, it will destroy her eventually. That's the truth of the matter. Because one day it is when she's out. Have you seen people stab their husbands in anger? At least I have seen it. I have seen. Sin? Yeah. By virtue of my profession as a lawyer, I have seen people do things, horrible things, because they are angry. Say, why? Say you are angry. Are you okay? Are you okay? So you're angry. That's why you should go and carry and it starts from now your daughter is angry, and then she carries that food and then she throws it, and then you say, oh, she will upgrade. Please don't be unwise. She's angry, and then she goes to go and eat her younger brother with all of the venom. And then you say, yeah, you begin to say she will outgrow. She will not outgrow. She will just get worse. I can tell you for free. Or she's angry, and then she goes to go and look at her own clothes and slash it. One day, if you're not careful, she will do worse than that. This is where it starts. Girls have anger issues, and they even pride in it. They brag. They say, "I know, I've got anger issues." So what is that? What are you even talking about? What are you even talking about? So if you perceive that your daughter is struggling with this, please, out of everything that you have said, there's no one that is not important, but this is very, very important. Please register for anger. Look for people. Look for how to help her. I've just told you a few of them. I'm not a therapist. I've just told you a few of them. Let the things she can do. She can skip. Let her run around your estate. Yes. Today I was angry. I just excused myself. I was just walking on even the kids knew, and then they gave me my space. And then when I come to that, I say, hey, can we have the conversation now? So why? Because you're angry. Why must you? I know it will not jump on them. They have to be taught. Your girl has to be taught how to manage anger. So if it is have you seen people that say heavy words, curse words because they're angry? Curse words. Oh, I bless the day that wrong words because they're angry. What's that? What's that? So what will happen if a colleague angers them? Have you seen women that have fought in places of work? I have seen. They went, yes, I have seen. They went to go and fight in the place of work where you have just been contracted to do your work and get out and go to your house. You went there to go and be fighting. What's all of that nonsense? So teach them how to manage their anger. If you don't know yourself, please go and learn. Otherwise, it's that anger that will destroy all of the work that you have been trying to do for a very long time. I've seen women stab husbands in anger. They say, yeah, I'm angry. I've seen women slam their babies. I've seen women throw hot water on their babies because they are angry. What is all of that nonsense for? So please teach them. Don't assume. It's an attitude. It can be dealt with. How? Please teach anger management. If they have to go for courses, whatever they need to do to help them, I've just told you what you can do. And also, attitude of life choices. This is the last one I'm talking about for today, and I'll be calling it today. Attitude of life choices. Oh, girls can make choices. I've made a couple of them myself. Girls can make, they just keep making choices. And don't forget, this is just the way that one of lying, that one of procrastination, that one of being lazy, that one of self-sabotage, all of those ones I've mentioned it. The way the puberty brain, yes, this is the one you're also contending with here. Life choices. And the girl just wakes up and says one day that I have a cousin, and then she wakes up. She's my cousin. Yeah, my mom's sister's child. And then she wakes up to say, I'm not going to school again. Life choices. How can you wake up and say you're not going to school again? Oh, she did. And then there wasn't anything that anybody said that was able to change her mind. Then me ask me why. She wanted to follow man. Yeah, and the man has gone to go and say to her that, have you seen girls just elope? They'll just pack. They just say, everybody hates me, everybody hates me, everybody hates me. And they pack their things and then they are gone. So attitude is an attitude. Brain that's not fully formed, and then you're making choices, life choices. It's an attitude, and you begin to see it from the foolish choices that they're making, that they will make more grave ones. So don't just leave it to chance. Don't say, oh, they will outgrow. Don't say, oh, they will change. Don't say, oh, you have to work on it. What you don't work on gets worse. That's it. It's just like, let me not even go into that conversation today. But what you don't work on gets worse. So teach consequences of poorly made choices. Yes, let them understand that. See, I'm not saying don't choose, oh. I'm not saying don't choose. I'm not saying don't choose, but if you choose, this is what happens. So you don't study, this is what happens. Let me share a story that my coach shared. So she said to herself that she saw that her kids were just doing anyhow kind of thing. And she said to them that, you know what, if after I've paid all this heavy money, I have paid it to put you in this school so they can get a good education. And because you can say, I am this, I'm that, I am whatever of the class, yeah, you don't have to study and then you're going to go and fail. No problem. Once you fail, but I will not register you again. This is where I will now take you. She said she now dragged them and took them to the school she was going to go and enroll them. This is where I'm going to bring you. If your head will not be correct. Attitude. She said she didn't have to shout more than that. Attitude. So teach it. Teach them the consequences of poorly made choices. And if you have made a few poor choices in your life, in your time too, this is where to bring it in. I am serious. Don't be too holier than thou where your kids are concerned. Be vulnerable to your kids too. Yeah, as long as it is age appropriate and it is what they can contextualize in what you're saying, please use it to teach them. That's why you're the mother. Don't say, I know some of us, we have made some poor choices, but because we don't want our children to vilify us, they are not going to vilify you. That's a lie of the devil. They're not going to vilify you. Rather, they're going to be grateful to you that you're able to teach them from your own errors. So if you have made a few poor ones yourself, tell them. Tell that when I was doing this is where it landed me. Say it as it is. Age appropriate anyway. Say it as it is. Let them know that if you continue to go in this way, this is the destination. There is no two ways about it. Then also teach them how to choose. How do you teach them how to choose? Give them choices. Give them, let them go and think through first and come back to you. That is how to choose. Teach them. For example, your daughter goes, oh, mommy, can I do this or can I do that? Then, okay, you say to her, go and think about if I do all of this, what is likely to be the consequence? Then if I go this other route, what is likely? That is you're teaching your child how to choose. Don't say it will jump on them. It will not jump on them. Their brain has to be exercised. Their brain has to be put to work. Their brain has to be taxed. If you don't tax the brain to just be there, you don't challenge the brain to just be there. So that we can have girls who come out with more sound choices, so that we can have girls who don't go on TikTok. I mean, how does a 16-year-old girl go on TikTok, bare her breast, bare her bum, and start twerking? It's a choice. It's an attitude. And then it doesn't bother us no more. Even adults are now watching now. Adults are viewing. You're viewing a child twerking on TikTok, and everybody says, oh, horrible choices that will come back for them. I was in a class yesterday and I was teaching. Was it yesterday? Yesterday, I was teaching some girls, and I said to them, people that you're now following after, my idol, my this, my that. I just stumbled on something that Beyonce said at the time, that she wished that the choices that she made at the time, that she didn't make them. I just sent it to my teens group. I said, watch. So that the next time you're making choices, you should know that there will be consequences. So teach them these things. How does a 16-year-old girl begin to say things like, I'm dating this person, then we are going here, and you begin to say all manner of foolish things, and you dated at 16, and you know what happened to you at 16, and you kept quiet because you didn't want your child to vilify you? That's being evil. That's being evil as a parent to your child. Your child needs your guidance. Your child needs your wisdom. So there's something you've done, and then there's a repercussion for it. Use it to teach. You know what? If you know, if you know how important you are in the life of your parents, you'll be shocked. I mean, your children, you'll be shocked. If you know how highly they esteem you, if you know how highly they are looking up to you for wisdom, you will know that you will wear your trouser very well, wear your skirt very well, and get on your job and just do your job very well. So I'm not going to say, I don't want her to see me. No, that's not the point. No, she won't vilify you. You'll be amazed at how it works. I was asking my younger sister at the time. I said, "Do you feel this way towards this?" And she never ever for a day thought about it. And this is what we have thought we should be teaching to think that no, this da. So please don't use the way we're saying that don't sabotage your children. You also don't. I mean, the way we're saying that don't let your daughter sabotage yourself. You yourself don't sabotage yourself on your parenting journey. So let them understand consequences of poorly made choices, because if you've made quite a few, definitely it has a consequence. So use it to teach. All of these things are things that can help you with your daughter. So that I was in church today. Let me so that when I say these things, that I'm coming from a perspective. I was in church today, and then I was just doing my beat and everything, and a certain 12-year-old said, "Do you wear a vintage shirt?" And then he goes to say, "Do you wear a Gucci?" And then he said, "Do you wear a Versace?" I almost wept. Does that tell you anything at all? Does that tell you when I say that live opinion is formed already? Their perspective is formed already. That's a 12-year-old asking a fellow 12-year-old. And I was very sad. I almost wept. And I said, you know what? It doesn't matter whether anybody wears a vintage, whether anybody wears a Gucci, anybody wears a Versace. What matters is that, am I comfortable in my dressing? That's a child already, but it's placing premium on what you're wearing. 12-year-old. So when I say this things, I know exactly where I'm coming from. So, dear parents, it's not get better if you do nothing. No, nothing gets better by wishing or by hoping or by willing or whatever if you don't get the work done. And if you don't get the work done, the result is what we're seeing. But if you want to see a different result, if you want to see our girls do better, choose better, behave better, be better, then we got to do it differently. So I've said so many attitudes, so many. But we've talked about at least 10 of them today, and what you can do to help your girl. I hope that you have learned something. I will not take your time too much. And like I said, my book is almost my published the book my second published work will soon be out. It will be on Seller, it will be on Amazon. Once it's out, please go and grab a copy for your girl, and then for your girl's friend, your girl, and then the girls in the community. Thank you so much, and I hope that you have learned. And as I say, if it's just one of these things that we'll talk about that you work with, you will see yourself, you see your relationship with your daughter getting better. Thank you for coming. I don't take it for granted, and I appreciate your time. And I hope that you have learned something. Don't forget, I'm that female girls coach I'm that teen girls coach that you want to refer your daughter to. I'll be here again next week, God willing, God sparing our lives. Thank you, and bye-bye.